Hey, welcome to Happy Little Notaries. I'm your host and your author. That makes no sense at all. Let's start this again. How did you sleep last night? I slept with my eyes closed. That's how I slept. At least that's how I respond to my wife all the time. But yeah, let's just dive right in to this image over here. I recently did a whole episode. You can click the thing above. You can see here my node tree has nothing going on except at the timeline level, as you see, but I did a whole thing of building a simple, creatively simple node tree and talk through some of the elements that I use. But I was reminded of when was the last time I did a one node challenge? Have you ever done a one node challenge? And that is literally going, hey, you have this one node. There is no input transform. There's no output transform. You just have what you have on the scopes. You have what you have on your display. Can you make this look like something? And yeah, no scopes, no power grades, just you're on your own, working with a single node. And so you can see here, I'm just starting with my custom curves, kind of just giving it a nice little S-draw. You can see it's shifting things around. And yeah, probably push. I want it to come up sooner and steeper. But yeah, the question is, can you, will you, are you able to make something that looks good with just one node? You can see how this blue just bites into everything that we're trying to do. Let me just pull it down in this. That's where it's really hurting. But yeah, we often think about like using transforms, display, and all that gravy. Let's just bite it in a little sharper. Pull it up steep. But do you need all that? Or is that hampering you from thinking, what tools do I have? What methods and means do I have to really shape this image the way I want to shape it? And can I make it be something that you could put off into the real world? And I'm literally doing nothing. There is no, I'm being honest with you. There's nothing. Because when you think about it, when you go from your camera space, this is normally, I think, red log footage, and you go out to your display space, those transforms are just math. And what you see that I did here in my custom curves where I started was math. I drew a curve. I took this straight line and bent it and said, this is where I want the image to go. This is where I want the image to be. And in OneNote, there is nothing else going on in this tree. And it is in my same normal setup of node-based management. I'm getting close to something reasonable. Let's push around highlights a little red. Kind of bring that back around. Let's see, we'll just double check with how the skin check works. Let's see where we're sitting visually right there. Let's see if we go all the way over there. Would be considered skin. And we'll see if that is too much. Now that's kind of getting us back on that normal track that we'd expect of happiness. And we can go back to looking at our curves. Maybe we'll go dive into some Hue vs Lume and kind of peg that. Kind of see how that high edge is tweaking out there. Let's just give it a soft bump. Look better as a bump. We can stretch this out a little bit. Right there. And then maybe we'll just peg the other high point is her skin, obviously. Peg that. Kind of add in a little density or softness. We'll see how that's kind of crunching. And maybe right there. Just let that bleed off a little bit. Kind of just bring this down and let it steepen. There is no information here. It's mostly blue and skin tone as it is. And so we can kind of just drag that around. This is Hue vs Sat. We did Hue vs Lume. We can kind of do the same thing. Maybe. See how we're holding her skin and we're just pulling out of the background. That saturation giving it a nice little bleachy look to it. And then what else could we do to really, and this is just using custom curves to draw. Let's see if we can change her. Ooh, I'll rotate this whole thing around. Step her up a notch off that line. Really can shape that blue however we want. Green. Pretty much just locking it out right down in the back end. But yeah, this has been 8 minutes of me just shaping this image. How I want to, with mostly custom curves. And just kind of feeling her out. And as we go, making some nice smooth angles, and that isn't bad. So this is, if we drop that off, this is our one node starting point to that. No IDTs, no display transforms, just kind of feeling it out and getting it to something that's nuanced and characteristic of, I don't know. But just kind of the custom curves tool is an extremely powerful tool. In terms of being able to shape what the image looks like. So yeah, that is one node from pretty much a log state all the way to something that would be generally considered reasonable. Now, is this something I would do on an actual grade that I was getting paid for? Probably not. But it is a good effort at practice to go, here's how you would do that if all I had was this node and nothing else, to make it look like a reasonable image from a raw log state. And you can see how it applies. I think this is the alternate angle. We could go there if we want. See that it is still a reasonable face in this one. From there to there. Some nice little hue rotations and pulls. That green pop is really nice. But yeah, not necessarily what you would do production-wise, but to be able to sit down and go, what tools do I have at my disposal to make the best image? And we didn't even go into the fact that we could layer in some effects on top of this, such as if we wanted to pull in her beauty mask, the face refinement, and other tools, that all would sit on there as well. Because that's a tool, it's in one node. Just adding some more contrast to her face. I don't know. There you go, one node. Maybe add an eyeshadow. I haven't put around with face refinement in a while. Man, this has gotten aggressive, what you can do with. So from there, pretty much just give her a little shape to it so it isn't just flat on her face. A little bit more character. How's those lips? Mouth corners. There is a lot you can do. Funsies. So now you got a little deep dive into the face refinement tool on a one node dealio. There you go. Anyways, until next time, it's been a happy little no tree Dave with you, and I'll see you on the flippity flop.